I wonder if you've ever felt curious about why Japan maintains one of the highest life expectancies in the world, why their streets are always kept with such extreme cleanliness, and why the people walking through crowded cities mostly appear calm and purposeful. In fact, there is no mysterious genetic code behind this, nor is it a stroke of pure luck. The real gap is created by tiny habits overlooked by most people. These habits are so minute they seem insignificant, but that is exactly where the secret of their massive power lies. Today, I will take you deep into 8 psychological behavior habits from Japan. They won't make you a different person the moment you wake up tomorrow, but like compound interest, they will completely reshape your life trajectory through years of accumulation. These habits are neither complex nor time-consuming. Just small actions that require almost no effort, but once you persist, they will change everything around you, Tamming. In Japan, there is a saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. But there is another side to this philosophy, that entire society leaps forward together. Let's look at how these wisdoms operate together. Let's look at how these wisdoms operate in reality. The first habit is called Kaizen. This might be the most shocking psychological construction plan you've heard in your life. The core of Kaizen is continuous improvement, but it is definitely not the kind of self-moving vow where you swear to transform at the start of the year, only to collapse completely in less than 3 weeks. It pursues improvement so small that it is almost invisible to the naked eye. Your Susan's, which is getting only 1% better every day. In the Japanese industrial system, this thinking is everywhere. Toyota became a world-leading auto giant, not by relying on some earth-shattering technological revolution, but by encouraging every employee to optimize just one tiny link every day, such as making a process 1 second faster, shortening the placement of a tool by 2 centimeters, or eliminating a step that is completely unnecessary. Sounds trivial, right? But when you stick to this for decades, the results are enough to shock the world. This logic applies equally to your life. If you want to get fit, don't start by promising to sweat in the gym for an hour every day. Just do 1 push-up first. It takes 1 minute. It is so simple that you have no reason to refuse. When you finish one, you will likely do 5 or 10 more while you are at it. The habit takes root unconsciously like this. If you want to read more, don't force yourself to read all night. Just read 1 page every day. 1 page is no pressure at all. But that is 365 pages a year, which already exceeds what many people read in 5 years. The core of Kaizen is to eliminate resistance. It lets your growth accumulate in silence until one day the explosive result becomes impossible to ignore. Because the goal is never an instant transformation, but to never stop. The second habit is Ikigai, the source of meaning. This is your reason for living in this world, the spark that supports you to open your eyes and see the world every day. It is not your KPI, nor is it your family burden, but a sense of meaning that makes your soul feel full. In Okinawa, a longevity zone where centenarians are seen everywhere, almost everyone can clearly state their Ikigai. Psychologists have found that this sense of mission is a key factor for longevity. When there is a fire in your heart, your body functions automatically maintain their optimal state. But once life becomes hollow, your health will collapse, energy will drain rapidly, and the speed of aging will far exceed your imagination. This sense of meaning doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't require you to save the world or become famous. It can be as simple as tending a small vegetable garden, teaching someone a craft, accompanying grandchildren as they grow, or hand polishing an object. The key is that it belongs to you, not a standard imposed by society. It has 4 core dimensions: what you love, what you are good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When these 4 points intersect, you have found your soul's pivot. Many people never think about these things. They just drift with the tide, living steps by step, and then wonder why their hearts always feel empty. So please stop for a moment right now and ask yourself, what do I truly love? Where is my talent? What can I contribute to the world? How can I establish myself through this? You don't need to find a standard answer immediately, but as long as you start looking, the answer will eventually surface. The third habit is Hara Hachi Bu. This is the simplest yet extremely efficient method for longevity. It means eating only until you are 80% full. Do not stuff yourself to the throat, and do not wait until you feel completely satisfied to stop your chopsticks. In Okinawa, people silently recite this phrase before meals. It is a ritual of self-awareness, because there is usually a 20-minute delay for the brain to receive fullness signals. By the time you feel full, your stomach is actually already overloaded by 20%, and this extra 20% of food will eventually turn into fat, inflammation, and fatigue, accelerating your aging. If you can decisively leave the table at 80% full, what you consume is exactly the energy your body needs. This mild calorie restriction has been proven in countless psychological and biological experiments to significantly extend lifespan. This is definitely not about starving yourself, but about slowing down. Sensing the taste of them. Sensing the taste of every bite, putting down your utensils and reflecting, am I really hungry? Or just because there is still food on the plate? The fourth habit is Shinrin-Yoku, forest bathing. This is not weight-bearing trekking. It is simply placing exercise. It is simply placing yourself in nature, walking slowly, breathing deeply, and feeling everything around you. In Japan, doctors even write this into prescriptions. Forest bathing can cause your stress cortisol levels to plunge, blood pressure to drop, and the immune system to be strengthened. Chemical compounds released by trees can reshape your nervous system through smell, switching you from a tight fight or flight mode to a relaxed recovery mode. You don't really need to go to a primeval forest. Even a row of trees by the road. The park at your doorstep. As long as green life exists, it works. The core secret is disconnecting. Do not check your phone. Do not listen to podcasts. Do not carry a purpose. Just go observe the moments when sunlight penetrates the leaves. Listen to the sound of wind brushing through the treetops. Smell the fragrance of the soil. Let your brain empty out completely. This fast-paced era, this might be the most worthwhile hour of your week. The fifth habit is Wabi-Sabi. This state of mind can completely end your anxiety. It is a calm acceptance of imperfection, an appreciation for things that are flawed, old, and incomplete, longing for flawless skin, perfect bodies, flawless skin, perfect bodies, and the kind of filter-heavy life on social media. But this pursuit is extremely exhausting, and it is a lie in itself, because everything in the world is in flux. There is no eternal perfection. Wabi-Sabi tells us that beauty exists within these flaws. A cracked cup is not broken. It carries the traces of time. A face full of wrinkles is not becoming ugly. It is the map of your life experiences. When you embrace this thinking, you will no longer suffer for photo editing, nor will you feel that you are not good enough. You will start to appreciate the reality of the moment. This is a great liberation. You no longer need to fix everything. No longer desperately pursue more. You can just exist. Life is messy by nature, and this chaos is exactly the normal state of life. And this next time you see something imperfect, don't be quick to dislike it. Ask yourself, what kind of story is hidden inside? The crack on the wall, the scar on your hand, even the mistake you made last week. They are not stains. They are proof that you have lived. The sixth habit is Gaman. This is the most deeply misunderstood Japanese psychological concept. It refers to a kind of perseverance with dignity, the ability to not complain in adversity, and to maintain composure under pressure. This is definitely not about suppressing emotions to perform blind optimisms. Gaman is not denying pain but refusing to let pain steer the wheel of your life. It is a silent power expressing that, although it is difficult right now, I don't need to broadcast my misery everywhere, nor do I need cheap sympathy. I just need to keep moving forward. When you stop complaining, you tear off the victim label. You start taking control, accepting that hardship is part of life, and choosing your response. In an era where everyone is selling misery on social platforms for attention, this quiet stoicism is the highest level of a person's inner core. The seventh habit is omoyari. This is a highly conscious empathy, the ability to sense others' needs before they speak. It stems from respect for others' feelings, rather than forced social etiquette. You will see Japanese people speaking softly on trains, taking away trash in public places. This originates from a deep collective consciousness. That our actions will spread like ripples. When you make life easier for others, the entire environment becomes gentle. This is not just politeness, it is a means of self-healing. When you no longer focus only on your own little troubles, your horizon widens. You will feel the connection with the world. Try to think for 1 second before doing anything. Will this action of mine affect others? Does my leak sound? Am my headphone leak sound? Am I blocking someone's way? These tiny kindnesses don't cost a cent, but they can generate the energy to change the world. The eighth habit is kintsugi. This is the art of repairing broken pottery with gold. When a bowl or plate breaks, they do not discard it, but fill the cracks with gold powder, making the repaired vessel more valuable than the original. This is a superb metaphor for life. You will break, you will fail, you will get hurt, but this does not mean you are devalued. These cracks are exactly what makes you unique. When you reintegrate yourself, those scars become part of your story. You should be proud of them. The strongest people are not those who have never broken, but those who have broken and reshaped their souls with golden will. So if you are in a low point, please remember you are not ruined. You are just evolving. The version of you after rebirth will be wiser and more dazzling than before. Don't hide your scars. They are your medals. To summarize, these 8 habits are not some quick fix life hacks, but the underlying logic of life. Kaizen lets you travel 1,000 miles with small steps. Ikigai gives you the power for long-term endurance. Hara Hachi Bu guards your physical body. Shinrin-Yoku washes your soul. Wabi-Sabi releases your pressure. Gaman gives you a hardcore mindset. Omoyari connects you to the world. And Kintsugi lets you be reborn in the ruins. You don't need to do them all at once. Pick the simplest one to start with. Let it grow into your bones. The wisdom of the Japanese lies in the fact that they do not pursue sudden mutation. They build a dignified and conscious state of life through the stacking of every grain of sand and soil over long years. Change is never about being loud and grand, but about being able to persist in those correct small things day after day, in corners where no one knows. If you feel these contents have touched you, don't forget to think deeply and put them into practice. The next step, try to reshape your perception of challenges and start that journey of evolution that belongs to you.